So last night I listened to and watched for a little while a live Facebook feed from a guy doing spiritual talk. It was actually really interesting to me. Um, it was a young guy, and he seemed very full of joyfulness, and he had this great project that he's trying to take on about world peace. And I had a lot of compassion and empathy for him, a lot of love for what he was doing. Um, and it brought a lot of thoughts to my mind about like who we are, and how we bring stuff to the table when you are connected in a soulful way, which he seemed to be. And I think it was very believable. But he was also young. It's interesting to me to wonder how we, what are all the different things we attempt. I could think back on when I was first kind of waking up back in when I was around 28, 29, 30. And and at that time I felt very, as I became aware of things, I felt very clear in some ways about things that I can look back on now and realize I didn't have clarity. I thought that I did, and I did for where I was at the time. I didn't have a lot of the experience that I have now that informs the knowledge that I didn't know what I thought I knew. So, and I kind of also wonder how much I'm missing out on the benefit of that innocence when you really don't know, but you think you do, because you'll forge into these very lofty ideas. And I believe that you do have to reach far, and you have to be, you don't have to, but I mean, if you really want to accomplish stuff, you've got to have that attitude. And it's harder when you've been through more life and you've seen yourself and other things going around and around. And you realize that there's a lot more going on. It's not as simple as you may have thought. But the other thing that I thought of was how tiring it is when someone is having a really long, it was a live Facebook, and I had nothing else going on. I mean, I was working, but I was able to just listen to it. I was doing other things on my computer. And I thought, it's too much. And I realized that a message in it for me is I have to get these video recordings down to bite-sized pieces. I audio recorded this morning too, that I realized that, and this is all an exploration for me. I'm just trying different things, but I feel that my videos have been long, and I'm thinking I probably need to keep them between 5 and 10 minutes, because I personally, if I come across some kind of a video and I know how long it's going to be, and it's too long, I might not even watch it, or I might just scan through it. And with this guy's talk, before I realized it was live, I was trying to see how long it was, because that was going to inform whether I was going to listen or not. And so I realized that that's what I need to do. I need to, if I'm going to have anything to say, I've got to figure out how to say it quick. I've got to make my videos or audio recordings into bite-sized pieces, even though it usually is more like 15 minutes for me to get to say what I want to say. And so maybe even, and I thought about I could edit down some of the videos I've already done. But I could even, if I have a subject that I want to talk about, because I really feel like I need to get a little bit more clear about things that I want to talk about, ideas that I want to share, or experiences that I want to share. If I want to get it into smaller pieces, I could do it in multiple parts, right? Like, do 5 to 7 minute blurbs, because I feel like that might be a good number. Even 10 minutes sounds like a lot, but 5 minutes seems reasonable. 3 is even better, but I don't know how I could possibly do that. But anyway, so for today, as I'm watching the clock and trying to make sure that I'm not going to be too long. That was the main thing. Is this morning I was thinking about trying to do recordings that are shorter. I was also thinking about like my energy as it relates to the mission that I want to do in the world, the work I want to do, how to have the right amount of optimistic enthusiasm and courage, and keep the cynicism at bay, and still, for me, it's making meaningful small steps, doing a little something every day, a little something, and maybe some things, maybe a few things every day to keep compelling me forward. So I'm going to do some other things too today, and I tweeted my first tweet. I just said, serpent roars. But that'll be it for today. A little 6-minute video, and I think I'll try to figure out how to do SoundCloud, see if I can get an account set up. So anyway, that was it. Monday night. Happy Monday.